We got another collaboration brew for you. Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Mate Brewski from the Brewski Review. And today the beer I have for you guys is by the Henderson's Brewing Company, but this is in collaboration with Jacobsen, a brewery from out in Denmark. This is their Nordic lager. Boom, greenish can looking style things and cool stuff. Nordic lager, a collaboration brew coming in. At how many alcohols by volume? It was here a second ago. Yep, there it is. 5.2% alcohol by volume. Unlisted IBUs. Nothing that I see. Which is pretty cool. But yeah, picked this up at the LCBO. I saw it. I'm like, ooh, Nordic lager. I don't think I've had a Nordic lager before. So I'm quite interested to see what this is all about. No IBUs on the can. Anything on the website? Yes, 25 IBUs. Untapped is showing no IBUs, but Henderson's website does show 25 IBUs, so I'm definitely going to go with that, which is great. So without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Let's see what we got. There we go. I'm pouring it up into my Lake of Bays tulip style glass because, well, why not? This is the glassware we have for today. Pour about half the beer in there. Looking at the beer itself, beautiful looking amber color, very, very clear looking beer. A lot of carbonation coming up straight from the middle. Nice off-white head as well. This looks fantastic. That's a beautiful color, beautiful head. Quite excited about it. Nordic lager. I don't think I've had one before, so it's gonna be a treat. Let's have a smell. On the nose, sweet, caramelly with a big backbone of bready notes. Yeah, white bread, sweet bread, caramel. Yeah, caramel, a little sweet, fruity, almost like a honey escaroma. Give it a little agitation. Some more grassy notes. Grainy notes, bready notes for sure, but damn, that actually has a really nice aroma. Let's have a sip. On the sip, whoa, that's pretty damn good. Where do I start? I honestly don't know where to start at the moment. I honestly don't know where to start with this beer, but that is smooth. That is a smooth, refreshing mouthfeel, light-bodied, beautiful right there. We need more. Cheers, everybody. Let's keep on drinking. Let's just do this thing. Flavors, a mixture between some caramel notes, breadiness, a little bit of like almost like a citrusy aspect to it, but not straight citrus flavors. That is damn good. That is really good. Yeah, it's like a deeper, richer, not richer, but more of like a bolder, bready, maybe like a dark, not like a dark bread, but like a mixture between white and like a whole grain bread. Coming on strong. Caramel notes. There is a flavor in here that I've never really had it. I don't know how I explain this. It's like citrusy, but not yet earthy at the same time. I think it's this angelica root that they're talking about here. That seems to be I guess the ingredient of not choice. What's the word? That's gonna bug me. Showcased ingredient. That's what we're gonna go with. And I have no idea what angelica root is, what it tastes like, what it looks like, anything about that. But the beer itself is definitely more on the bready notes. It's a mixture between like a white bread and maybe like a whole grain bread, and you get a bit of a sourdough note of it at the end as well. Kind of what's going on. A little bit of caramel in the background, but really not much at all. This is just a bready, grainy, slightly grassy forward, maybe even earthy sort of forward lager. But Angelica root is what I'm wondering about. Maybe the can has something to say. Maybe it'll all make sense. So we have Henderson's and Jacobsen collaboration Nordic lager, 5.2% ABV, 25 IBUs. Beautiful looking can. City scraping, Toronto skyline in the background. Big logo for Jacobsen. On the back we do have a description of both the initiative between the two breweries and the beer itself. So we'll start with the two breweries description. This innovative brew blends Danish heritage with Canadian ingenuity and marks the beginning of a pioneering partnership. Jacobsen is a Danish beer with over 170 years worth of brewing expertise and a curiosity that is always burning. Our passion for the art of beer is reflected in our Canadian partnership with Henderson, a Toronto brewery that values tradition and quality, and knows that a well-crafted beer can tell a story. So that seems to be written by both breweries in a sense, I would assume. I do not have a definitive answer, but we'll go with that. And for the description of the beer itself, Nordic lager. Our Nordic lager is infused with Scandinavian Angelica root, renowned for its restorative properties and once said to be the currency of Vikings. Refreshing, crisp, and smooth, this beer is perfect for sharing, sipping, and bringing people together. Very nice to see. This is something new. It's a new sort of logo. Ingredients: beer and Angelica root, contains barley. Best before, see base. And this was canned on the 13th of February 2020. Clearly labeled on the bottom, which is great. Anything else that I'm missing? Not that I see, but pretty, interesting stuff. Good descriptions of both the two breweries coming together, and then also of the beer itself. Great to see that there is some sort of ingredients list, but beer, you can break that down. Water, malts, hops, yeast, throw it on there. Kind of cool. Just my opinion though, but Angelica root is what I'm kind of wondering about. I have no idea what it is. Angelica root. What the hell is Angelica root? But looking on the website, hendersonsbrewing.com, you go to the beer section, and you do find this being under the year-round section. Now, I've never seen it in the year-round section before. Never saw it in the LCBO, so this is kind of cool. Maybe it's new. Maybe I'm just uneducated. Who knows? But it does start off with the same description as the can for the beer. Shows that it comes in 473 ml cans. Scroll down a bit more, you have tasting notes. An original gravity of 12.5, I'm guessing this is in degrees Plato. IBUs of 25, SRM of the color of the beer sitting at a 6. Carbonation is 2.5 volumes between a medium to low carb beer. The malts are pale ale 2-row, Munich 2, dextrin, melanoidin, and acidulated malt. The hops that are used are Magnum and Mittelfra. And the yeast is 224 Lager, a special strain from Carlsberg Research Laboratory. Extras are the Angelica root. Like I said, I've just Googled Angelica root, and giving a quick thing on what the hell it is. I'll leave a link down to the Wikipedia page, but here on Google it says Angelica, Arctican Angelica, commonly known as Garden Angelica, wild celery, and Norwegian Angelica. It's a biennial plant from the family Apiaceae, no idea how to pronounce it, but that's okay. A subspecies of which is cultivated for its sweetly scented edible stems and roots. That's as far as I'm going to go into that, but it seems to be some sort of wild celery. More or less, you can go check that out down in the description box below. There you go. But yes, moving back over to the Henderson's website, we have more tasting notes. We're going to go through aroma, appearance, and taste and mouthfeel and overall stuff. So this is kind of cool. Aroma, toasted malt and light caramel aromas, clean lager characteristics. Yes. Appearance is golden to light copper, bright and clear with an eggshell white foamy head. Yes. Tasting notes, complex malt flavors in the front with a balanced hop bitterness and a hint of herbaceous root in the finish. I guess that kind of goes with what I was going for. A little bit of citrus, but not citrus, and a bit of earthy, so that would be the herbaceous root. Subtle dry finish with light balance of malt and hop bitterness in the aftertaste that doesn't linger and creates a very drinkable lager, low noble hop character. I can get behind that. Damn straight. Mouthfeel, medium to light bodied, with a moderate crisp finish. Medium carbonation provides a sparkling finish indeed. And overall, it's light, crisp maltiness with a dry, subtle, earthy finish. Very crushable. And very crushable indeed. It is, as far as lagers go, definitely a big, not a big turn, but, it has a lot of differences and divulsions compared to other lagers, but still pretty damn good. Like I said, I'm getting a bit of bready, a little bit of caramel on the back, a sort of citrus, but not citrus, definitely the hops that I was getting. Don't know why I didn't figure that out in the beginning. Who knows? It's been a day. But overall, the earthy tones in the end as well. It's an interesting beer. It's an interesting beer. Untapped, they have given it a 3.57 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of just over 1,300 ratings. And moving over to the LCBO, if you want to pick some up for yourself, you're going to be spending $3.30 for this 473 ml tall boy can. So not a bad price either. Overall, it's definitely a different style lager than what I'm used to. Definitely more on the darker side. Not like a dark lager by any means, but still on the darker side. But pretty good. Pretty good in my opinion. It's definitely different. I don't think it'd be one that I would want to just crush over and over again. But if I'm looking for something a little bit on the more deeper notes, on a bit more of a deeper note, a bit more earthy, a bit more, as I said, herbaceous. Definitely a great contender. With that said, cheers on the final sip. Let's get right to ratings and wrap this thing up. Henderson and Jacobsen Nordic Lager. Definitely a different style of lager than what I'm used to. More earthy, herbaceous as they're saying. That has the angelica root. Again, I have no idea exactly what angelica root is other than this rendition of it, so do what you want with that information as you will. But yeah, pretty good, kind of interesting. The earthy notes, not really, I enjoy them, but I wouldn't enjoy a lot of the notes in this beer. But it is good for a nice one-off, one beer of the night kind of thing. Not too bad. That's why Henderson and Jacobsen Nordic Lager gets a solid 7.5 out of 10 for me. As for presentation, big fan of the can. It's pretty cool. This is, even though this is just a like a taped on, like a sticker, more or less it does have some texture to it. A little bit of a matte finish, some raised etchings right here, which is pretty cool. Good information as well. ABV descriptions from both, I guess, the collaboration between the two breweries and of the beer itself. Ingredients is just beer and angelica root. Could be, water, malt, hops, yeast. But who's counting? The best part, though, is right on the bottom. You do have a canned on date. As for the Henderson's website, again, they give you a lot of information, which is great. Same description of the beer, ABV, IBU, original gravities, and what I would assume is degrees Plato, SRM, carbonation volumes, which is, I think this is the only brewery that I've ever seen carbonation volumes from, which is very, very cool. Detailed list of malts, hops, yeasts, extras, and then a whole detailed list of aromas, appearance, taste, mouthfeel, and overall just notes about the beer. Definitely a solid bump up, and that's why presentation gets a solid 10 out of 10. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers I want to review in the future, you can leave all of that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Maple Brewski, that would be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Maple Brewski. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers. Now to pour up the rest of this lager, this funky little lager. It's pretty damn good, so you just should go buy yourself a pint. Cheers.